Hi, Church of the Cross friends. It's Miss Sarah here with another children's homily for you. So, you might notice I look a little bit different today. Most days I wear my contacts, but today I decided to wear my glasses. And I have to tell you something without my glasses, I could not see anything. You could probably hold up a book right in front of my face and I wouldn't be able to read the words. I need my glasses to see pretty much anything. Maybe you're like that too. Maybe you wear glasses, or maybe your mom or dad wears glasses, somebody you know wears glasses, and it helps them see things clearly, right? It helps them see things better. Well, today we're going to read a story from the Bible, and it is about a couple of guys who could not see something clearly. So we're going to go read our story today, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Our story today comes from the Spark Storybook Bible. After Jesus died, Cleopas and his friend were slowly walking down the road to Emmaus. They were walking slowly because they felt very sad. Why did Jesus have to die? They wondered. After a while, a stranger began to walk along with them. The stranger was really Jesus, but Cleopas and his friend didn't know it. "What are you talking about?" the stranger asked. The men looked at each other. "Are you the only person in town who doesn't know what just happened?" they asked. They told the stranger what had happened to Jesus. "Jesus was a great teacher," Cleopas said. "We hoped he was the one God promised would save the world. But instead, he died on a cross. We took Jesus' body down and put it in a tomb. This morning, our friend went to the tomb, but Jesus' body was gone. They said there was an angel there instead. The angel told our friends Jesus is alive." "But—" "Stop being silly," the stranger said. "How many times do you need to hear this? It was God's plan for Jesus to die and become alive again to save the world." By now, they were almost to Emmaus. Cleopas invited the stranger to stay for dinner. During dinner, the stranger picked up a loaf of bread, broke it, blessed it, and gave each man a piece. All of a sudden, Cleopas and his friend recognized the stranger. It was Jesus! But then Jesus disappeared. Cleopas and his friend jumped up, ran from the room, and went to tell the rest of Jesus' disciples that Jesus really was alive. God kept another promise. So in our Bible lesson today, there were two guys walking, right? Cleopas and his friend. And I have to tell you, they needed some glasses maybe because they couldn't see things very clearly, could they? They were a little bit confused on their walk. They were walking from the big city of Jerusalem to a little town called Emmaus. It's kind of like if we were walking from Austin to Round Rock. And so as they're walking, the men are talking about everything that has happened with Jesus. And all of a sudden, this third man starts walking with them. But Cleopas and his friend don't know who this man is, do they? And as they're walking and talking about Jesus, Jesus starts to talk about himself and shows how Jesus' death and resurrection fulfilled everything that God had been saying for many, 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 many years, all the way back to the beginning of the Bible. And so as they're walking, Jesus is talking with these men and explaining things to them, but they still can't see that it's Jesus. So they get to this little town where they're going, Emmaus, and they invite Jesus to stay and have dinner with them. And he does. And as Jesus breaks the bread in their home, the men, it's like they put their glasses on. They could clearly see that Jesus had been walking with them the whole time. And I think sometimes we can be like Cleopas and his friend. Sometimes we go through things that are confusing or hard or scary, And sometimes we don't feel or see Jesus with us in those moments. But the good news, friends, is that just like Jesus walked with those men from Emmaus, Jesus walks with us in our life. He loves you and he will never leave you alone. So if you are walking through something that is scary or hard right now, know that Jesus is walking with you through that. Maybe it's something at school or maybe something at your home. Jesus will always be with you. And if you're not walking through something scary or sad or hard right now, if life is pretty good and you feel happy, Jesus is with you then too. Jesus is always with you, always drawing close to you. So I hope you know that, and I hope you know this week how much Jesus loves you and that he will never leave you alone. All right, Church of the Cross friends. Well, I will see you next week for another children's homily. Bye.